That's good though.
So let's make a formal introduction for our listener, Siobhan. My name is Claudio, and I'm calling you from Washington, D.C., from the studios in Fairfax City. We're very humble and grateful that Siobhan de Maré accepted our invitation to the show. Siobhan, welcome to the show.
Hello, lovely to meet you.
Live here. So the last 2 years have been crazy, weird. The vaccine, the COVID, some people believe here, 1 million people die here in the United States. How the COVID affected you, your family, your sanity? How are you holding up?
You know what? I remained very focused and positive during that time, and it really helped me to be a little bit more in touch with feelings, thoughts, emotions, poetry, art, being a little bit more creative in that time. I loved it, and I not that it obviously there was tough thing going on in the world, but as far as having a little bit of time to stay in and reflect and be in nature and be in the garden, it was pretty lovely hanging out with the butterflies. You know, nature seemed to really flourish at that time because people were indoors a lot more. So it was definitely a different time for everybody.
Were you born like in a musical family? How old were you when you perhaps began taking, I don't know, guitar lesson, piano lesson that people do when they're kids?
Yes, so I did do singing lessons when my grandfather used to pay for when I was little because I insisted, and I also did play the cornet very briefly. I really liked the jazz world and trumpets and brass instruments. So my father was in a band and he was a drummer, so we kind of grew up around music. Everybody was always playing an instrument, picking up a guitar or anything, or banging on the kitchen table, driving my mom mad and singing along. We were those kind of children in our family.
Yeah. I read somewhere your dad was very, very famous.
Yes, my dad was in an iconic 60s band called the Shadows, so that was a big part of my childhood, really.
Good for you, man. It comes to the family. You remember the first time your parents heard you singing and saw perhaps the talent that you had? I'm quite sure you were a little girl.
Yeah, I think my mum realised that I wasn't going to stop singing in the bedroom, and I think it was one of those things where she sort of thought, is this going to be a career or is this a bit of fun? And she's obviously really enjoying it, but it was one of those things. In my house, you could do whatever you wanted. It was really non-judgmental. It was like whatever you want to do, so long as you're happy, it's fine, and that's how it was, which is great for creative children of in creative situations, creative families, and to encourage and inspire your children as much as possible.
So when you were kind of finishing the equivalent of high school here, was any pressure to go to university, forget about music, you were not making any money?
You know what?
Schooling is the only way to make it, or it's up to you?
No, I think with my mum, her whole ethos was as long as you're happy, if you're not an academic and you don't want to go to further education, that's fine. Do whatever you need to do that makes you happy. So when I started doing the gigs and the shows and trying to join bands and trying to jam along with my brothers when they were in bands, she was always like, yeah, go for it. Do what you want to do. So I did a little bit of modeling and then a little bit of acting. And I love poetry as well. And then the singing seemed to be the thing that it seemed to be a really good part for me.
I got you. Yes. Then you were part of in 1997 with the band Mono, and then you were the lead singer to the album Formica Blues. Feel free to elaborate on how that came together, how difficult it was to put the first album together, the recording session, whatever you can recall. And
okay, so Mono was a time that I was working with lots of different projects at the time. And I got a call from my ex-manager at the time. He was managing Martin Berger, who was a programmer. And they were working, he'd been working with Massive Attack, I think, and York, and loads of amazing acts. And they got in touch with me and said, we're looking for a singer. And he had written, I think, some really good ideas down and recorded them and needed someone to come and, vocal them. So I went along and listened to it, and I said, you know what, I don't really know if this is what I'm really about. I'm doing this other kind of stuff at the moment, and maybe you could speak to my sister, this might be more suited to her. And he was like, no, I definitely want to hear you sing. So I got him, he had a little back room in this little studio, and in his flat back then. And I went in and said, listen, I'll do it, but I'm off to America tomorrow. I was going off to see some friends a few days later. I did a vocal. I went off to, I think I went to LA at the time. And then I got a call a couple of days later from our manager. At the time, he wasn't our manager, he was his manager. And Martin, and they said, listen, your vocal is amazing. And every major record company in London wants to meet you, wants to sign you. And I was like, I'm in LA. And they were like, well, how long are you going to be? And I was like, I don't know, I'm on vacation, but I'll be back in a couple of weeks. And they were like, we've got meetings set up, we want to do some more tracks with you. So I flew back to London, and the rest is history. We did all these meetings with these major labels. And we chose a great new label called Echo. It was independent at the time, but they were funded by the Japanese label called Tony Meehan. And they, we chose them, and it was a great choice. And we signed a publishing deal with Roulette. And then one of the tracks, I think, it was Life in Mono, that one was a track to the movie Great Expectations with Robin Guthrie and Gwyneth Paltrow. And suddenly it was a red carpet time. I was like, what's going on? You mean that track I did in the back room is now turning into this? Yeah, so we went on to record an album together with Formica Blues. It wasn't easy to do because we didn't really know each other. So we were kind of like two strangers that were together being creative at 3 o'clock in the morning and having creative differences and creative different, ideas about things. But we did it, and we went off on tour, and we went to LA, and we went to, all these great events, and we did a big show at the LA Theatre that Madonna came to. So, it was all kind of rolling. It was a lot because neither of us could have anticipated this little album going as far as it did.
Yeah, well, you guys did very well. I mean, I think it was. I think you guys have a great success here in the United States in the top 200 in the Billboard at the time, and
yeah,
I think if I remember correctly, it was like 137, and it's unbelievable. I mean, to be the first record, the first track, the first thing you were doing.
We were very, very fortunate at the time. It was quite a shock, and then doing live TV with Conan O'Brien and RuPaul, it was like, you were touring, you were rushing, you were on tour buses, you were in hotels, you were doing interviews. It's like, what's going on? How did this even happen? But very exciting, and I'm kind of a fan of it at the weekend. Just chuck a child into a swimming pool and they'll swim, and that's how it was with us. It was like we just got to sit in front of cameras and perform and sing and interview and be ready.
Yeah. And then eventually you guys split up. What you have a lot of success with that with that duo, and you guys did okay with the chart. Why not continue going for another album and so forth? What happened? What was the reason?
Oh, we did. Well, it was. I think we had different ideas about how we wanted things to go, and so we did years later after I'd worked for another band. Had a phone call, and we did try to come back together and do a second album. But at the time, I think we just we wanted different things. It was like a marriage that just, you loved it when it all started, and then afterwards it starts to go a bit funny, and then you think, I don't know, maybe we're not each other's person. And I think that's kind of what happened with Mono. So it was a real shame, and I think it was very disappointing for the band, it was disappointing for the label, it was disappointing for us. But we just couldn't seem to do that second album together. And we did, even 10 years later, when we came back together, all the same things started happening again. And it was kind of bad for both of us, really. But you never know. Maybe one day we'll get back together and do something. Because, we speak to each other from time to time. And, Martin's a great guy. So hopefully, one day we'll do a bond film.
When I go to London next time, I'll try to convince the two of you. I will take the two of you to dinner.
Yeah, we're going to have a coffee, thrash it out.
And then, whatever the argument were, sometimes some things don't work out. Bands go into different direction. Everybody split up, but it was very good stuff, Siobhan, very good stuff. I mean, I read somewhere, and it's not my quote, but your voice is very sensually and very ethereal. So you have a unique voice, man. So you need to exploit that. So it's hopefully, and feel free to elaborate now with 1997. We are in year 2022, so 25 years. Feel free to the 25 anniversary release is coming up again, right? Very soon.
Yes, we've got the mono re-release for Formica Blues that's tomorrow to celebrate the 25th anniversary, which
Yeah.
is really exciting for both of us. So yeah, it will be out on all digital platforms, and if you go onto my social media or the Siobhan de Maré on Instagram or mono.official underscore, then you can follow me on Instagram for the updates, and it will be on Spotify, Amazon, all the streaming platforms, and hopefully it's going to be a great success.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm here to help out in any way I can to make sure that it's successful and you do well in life. In 3 years after that, in the year 2000, you joined forces with Robin Guthrie, formerly of Cocteau Twins, to form Roulette, Indiana. Feel free to elaborate how that you guys did very well. I mean, there are several EPs and vinyl, and how you guys met to begin with. Robin was very busy Cocteau Twins. You were doing other things too. How the two of you met and joined forces and decided to collaborate together?
So basically, with Violent Indiana and Robin Guthrie, it was another one of those great meetings. Like with Martin, I got introduced to another great talent, which was Robin by my label actually. Ingrid at Echo Records was my A&R woman at the time. And she said, well, if Mono's not going to do another album, we don't want to drop you. We still want to continue doing them both because we're both great artists. So how about I introduce you to this other guy? So I said, I don't know. She said, well, I sent him your stuff and he really likes it. And he'd be really interested in meeting me and kind of stuff. So I was like, okay, who is he? He's like, Robin Guthrie from the Cocteau Twins. I didn't really know about the Cocteau Twins, so I was just a huge diehard fan. And she literally almost collapsed when I told her. I said, I just want to call from this guy called Robin Guthrie, you know him, and he wants to do like some work with me. Oh my goodness. I'm such a fan, he's amazing, he's a Cocteau Twins. And so we met up. We met up in Richmond at the time. I think he said, meet me up at the top of the hill on the day to the sushi and we'll have a chat. So we met, and straight away we went back to his studio and did some work, a bit of guitar out, and I was in a kind of a bit of a melancholic state. And I started singing along, and then as he started playing, he records it. And then his manager at the time, that was managing New York, his guy Scott, he came down and he was like, this is amazing. You guys need to work together. And that was it. So we started recording and releasing stuff through, I think we had one deal with label in America, and then Bella Union. So with Robin's label, with Simon Raymond at the time. And so we just, we started putting out stuff. And like with all my music, like I'm often really lucky that I get film soundtracks or film scores or incidental music. I've done an Emmerich advert. I'm quite lucky with that platform of using my vocal in that way. So we ended up getting a few movies out of it and touring and writing some very beautiful music together. So it was another blessing.
And then you guys, you began with some EPs, then some singles, some EPs, and a couple albums. Were the sales good? I mean, at the time, you.
I wish I knew.
Really?
Like all musicians, it's like, how many did it sell? Where did it get recorded? And it's released all over the place.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to kind of keep a hand on all these things. So maybe you can tell me.
I need to get, well, I have several, let's say, Cocteau Twins. I have several albums and several re-releases. I don't think I have, I need to look I have so much stuff, man. So much busy. I need to look to see if I have anything, but I'm quite sure it was, so at the time, Cocteau Twins was very popular, not just in Europe, but in Latin America as well, where I'm from. I was born in Chile, and I need to look back into the charts at the time, but Robert had, a unique way to play the guitar, and with your voice was a powerful duo. So I'm quite sure you guys did very well. I don't know the numbers, how well you were, but the fact that you end up with 2 singles, then you work to some EPs, and then you work to a couple albums. That's a good indication that it was a good reaction for market and say, well, you guys are working something and they're doing very well. So, but why why didn't continue? I don't know. I don't know why. It's easy for me to say, right? Sometimes marriage it don't work, a band is split up, whatever the reason. I may be who I am to criticize that, but why not continue? I mean, if it
Oh,
was
you know what? Again, it was one of those things where Robin, he moved to France, so it was more difficult, you know, with the traveling to France to record. So we did try in the beginning. It was like I took a flight out to France and we got creative, but creativity is one of those things. It's not always on a kind of like, right, you've got a week in France to be creative. You know, sometimes it's just in the middle of the day, you might feel like singing, you have an idea, and you might feel like you need to put a vocal down. So it was slightly more difficult. He did build this amazing studio in his top floor in his house in France, with really idyllic and, you know, lovely landscapes and great food, and it was wonderful, but it was just a little bit more difficult to do the recording, whereas before we were literally half an hour away from each other. So yeah, and then we just both started doing our own things and moving in different directions. But you know, I have so much respect for Robin as well and everything he achieved. And he's such a funny guy, honestly.
yeah, I think I listened to some of the track on Spotify last night, and it's very good stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a shame that people split up or whatever they do.
Yeah.
But you have a very Siobhan, you have a very unique voice, and you need to continue.
Thank you very much.
I'm a fan. I told you,
Thank
I know
you
your
so
stuff,
much.
and it's sometime at the beginning when you're starting up, yeah, there's a percentage of luck and having a good manager and you being attractive women. Some people will look at your look, know your voice, and but well, you can be lucky for so long, right? So after a period of time, right, a band or a record label will give you a second chance, a second album, a third album, whatever, because you're good, no, because you're an attractive woman. So you have something that you need to continue to develop this stuff. So
I will definitely. Normally,
I will be very mad at you if you don't do a mono two and another album with Robin. I want it when I meet the guy. I want to convince the guy.
yes. And everyone that listens to my music, they always say to me, it just sounds like a Bond film. It needs to be in a Bond film. And yes,
Yeah.
it does. So I will not leave this planet without the Bond film. Mark my words and manifesting as we speak. Yes, I really would. You know, I know that my voice does lend itself to kind of cinematic film noir movies. You know, so a Bond film would be perfect.
That would be good. I hope so. And then you join forces with I don't know how to pronounce it, Swoone, right?
Who's this one, sorry?
And then you after the work what you did with Robin, you began working with another band.
Swoone.
Soon, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Swoone, yes, Swoone. Yeah, so that was like it was like the third kind of connection I had with another very talented musician. And we just kind of got together, neither of us were really doing that much. And we just created this little album that was produced by this very talented guy called Daniel Land. And he's also an artist in his own right, and he helped out with the production. So we were just able to express some ideas over a period of time and put that out with a label in America as well, called Shimmery Records. So, you know, it was more of something that we felt would be a really interesting collaboration. But we weren't really trying to kind of put it out there on a huge scale. It was more like just a really humble offering of, you know, of creative influences and, you know, a collaboration together.
The track, the bullet never kills. It's a single
Oh,
from
the
2015.
bullet never killed, yeah.
Oh man, that's magic. That's
You
magic.
know what that's all about, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
All my stuff is pretty emotional. I'm normally singing from my heart, my diary, my experiences. If I didn't feel it, I can't sing it. That's the kind of artist I am. So that's why I like to write all my own songs, because it's normally something that I'm going through or feeling, and I've got this desperate urge to put it on paper, and then my heart starts going, open your mouth, sing, express yourself, and that's what really happens. And hopefully someone around me's got a guitar or a keyboard or something they can record with me. And that's normally how all my ventures happen.
Is it easy for you to open up, express yourself, or more you're like an introvert person, or?
I think I'm a complicated combination of the two. I'm kind of an introvert and an extrovert in the same breath. So I am, funnily enough, quite shy, but I find it quite easy to express myself through creativity. So whether it's poetry or whether it's singing or, but if I was in a social setting, I might be a little bit more anxious about, who's there and who we're meeting and a bit shy.
Yeah, because as an artist in general, right, you need to open up and go inside your dark places and melancholy, and especially with the Cocteau Twins, and that's what you need to look inside yourself, I suppose, and write about yourself and express yourself and open up, and everybody have good relationship, bad relation, good day, bad days, and some people are able to capture that, some people are not. That's what the reason that was. Looking back in your life, what are the moment that you look back and say, man, I wish I would have done differently, or I wish this, or I wish that. You try to live in the moment, or you pretty much look back in the back, or in the past, or in the future?
No, I have no regret, and I'm so happy with everything that's happened in my life.
Yeah.
So I'm not someone that's thinking like it's living in the past and stressing about things that could have been better, or I just think, I'm living in the moment. In answer to the question, I'm very much like, today's a new day, very much glass half full, never half empty, whatever happens, God gives you lemons, you make lemon juice, all the cliches, but I am that person. I'm always like, get up, show up, it's fine, dust yourself off, nothing's too big a problem. Because life is, it's a bit of a roller coaster, as we all know, full of ups and downs, you never know what's next. But that's kind of the fun part of life, really.
Are you happy in your life, whatever that means to you?
Yes, I'm very happy in my life. I think there's been times that I haven't been quite so happy, but I think I'm really happy at the moment. Life is good, and I'm so happy because I'm in the UK. It's full of sunshine. We're so blessed that just to have wonderful weather and having lovely friends and family around you. What more could you want?
Yeah. If you have the opportunity to record, not an album, but a single track with any artist in the world, dead or alive, who would that person be?
There's a question. So there's a French called Air that I really like.
Who?
Air.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
I'd really like to work with them. I'd really like to work with Massive Attack. I think they're amazing. And I don't know. I'm always even someone that's never done anything before that's really creative with some wonderful idea that we have to start with.
Do you know from the UK who David Sylvian is?
Yes, I'm not familiar with his work, but yes.
Oh, he's an amazing guy. You need to look that up. I would say something. Yeah, he's an amazing guy. He did very well in the past with a band called Japan that did by himself. He did a lot of work, and then about 10 years ago, he disappeared out of the public eye. I don't know. No, he's still alive, but I don't know why he didn't want to record. I'm trying to get a hold of it. The same with Kate Bush. Kate Bush is unbelievable. She disappeared. She did about 10 gigs about 6 years ago, 20 show, and then she disappeared again. I don't know what people are like that. I mean,
like one of her songs was used in a new series. And
yeah.
Back.
Yeah.
So, I think people can resurface.
Yeah. People, if she were to tour or do some small gigs, or both Sylvia and Cable, the ticket will like that in 5 minutes. People are willing to pay any money.
Yeah,
100 pound, 200 pound, 500 pounds. So whatever the price, the money for the issue. It, people don't. I don't know who I am to criticize that, but both artists will will sell the ticket in 5 minutes. I would be the first one flying to London to see them because I never seen Kate Bush and I never seen David Sylvian. I have a lot of records from them, but I never. Hopefully, one day I will have the ability to interview them for the radio because I'm fascinated by the music. So what are your plans for the near future? Any new recording, any new gigs that you plan, any new collaborations that you
so I'm always open to new collaborations, and I do get quite a few offers. But it's really just I tend to be quite picky with what I want to do, and I have to feel it. So if someone sends me some tracks and says, I'm doing this album, or I'd love to feature my track or whatever, if I feel it, then I'll sing it. I'll work with them, and so that's how it is at the moment. So I am starting to write again, and hopefully I'll be recording again. I'm building a new studio at home. So, and I've got a son who's also really talented. So I'm looking out for him as well. He's going to be putting out his first album as well.
Yeah.
So look out for him, guys. He's called Shimmery. He's like a kind of rapper, singer, producer, and he works with a group of people called the House Creative. So it's all still in the air. It's all still there, and it's all very exciting. The future's bright.
Oh, I hope so. What kind of music are you listening right now? If I were to look at your phone, your Spotify account, what kind of stuff are you listening to?
So I like bossa nova. I'm often listening to bossa nova, classical music sometimes jazz, sometimes it's all very mixed really, my musical background, what I like to do. It depends how I'm feeling that day. If I'm cleaning, if I'm exercising, I like a lot of soul music as well, which often surprises people. So I might be listening to Angie Stone, I might be listening to Jill Scott. It just depends what I'm doing. And if I've got a barbecue on, I might have some Latin music playing in the background, some salsa music. If I have cocktails, it all depends.
Yeah, I got you. Good for you, man. I will send you later on or tomorrow. I will send you a list of 20 songs or so, bands that you never heard before. I'm quite sure you never heard it.
Wow.
And just for you to explore and give your opinion, because I think you can collaborate with a lot of people, I think. I mean, I know your voice well enough for everything that I've heard about you. And I think you should explore different avenues with different people. I will send you a name and then ping the manager and I have seen your music. I would like to see the possibility of collaborating with you in this. I know you from this or that or whatever. Sometimes it works out, but sometimes it doesn't work out. But at the end of the day, you need to do what you want, Siobhan. I mean, be happy, be successful, be persistent, consistent. Push push the envelope and push yourself out there. I mean, that's the only way to make it. At the beginning when I opened the radio about 2 years ago during the pandemic, some people told me, well, nobody will listen to your radio, it's this or that or whatever. I didn't care. I don't worry about what everybody think or does or whatever. I have certain goals in life and I want to accomplish, right? One day I'm going to be 85 years old in my life and I want to look back in my life. I say, man, I did exactly what I wanted to do. That's where you gotta live your life. So if you have goals, ideas, project may seem crazy for some people, may not be crazy to you, but you need to go for it, do it, and then be happy and grateful, and
That's what it's all about.
complete and go after everything you want. That's the only way to live.
And don't hold back. And don't live with regret.
Absolutely, man.
People on their deathbed, apparently the one thing they regret is working too hard.
Yeah, and I'm quite sure your dad is somewhere looking down at your life and saying, "Man, my little girl did it." So
yeah, she smashed it. Well done. Yeah.
That's right, man. Okay, Siobhan, was very nice talking to you. Have a beautiful day, and quite sure we'll be in touch. And then when I fly to London, let's try to get together for a beer or wine, whatever you do. And then I will bring Robin, and then your buddy from Mono to push pressure on the two of you, to Martin, to yeah. We need to do a new recording, man. You're very talented. It was very nice talking to you.
Lovely to meet you too. All the best. Thank you.
Here. Bye.